baby's in utero, it's important that attachment begins.
In the last 10 weeks of pregnancy, the baby's hearing ability begins, so babies in the womb can actually hear the mother's voice.
Before Miss Sophia was born, I definitely rubbed my belly and talked to her every day and just started to make that connection with her.
At birth, babies have some connection to that world that they're about to experience.
When a baby's born, the first thing is to understand the cry. That as a newborn, a baby is not sophisticated enough to manipulate you. So the cry means something. It's very important to hold and touch and respond to a baby when the baby has needs.
At one point, we used to think that if you picked up a child when they were crying, it might spoil the child. I think it's incredible today to think that experts at one point gave that sort of advice to parents.
I know.
We can learn so much more about who they are as babies and how we can best comfort them if in these early weeks and months I'm really responding to everything so I can mold my parenting philosophy to that.
In accurately interpreting child's crying behavior, the child is going to feel a sense of both security and trust.
As a young mother, learns her baby's signals, and she can respond to the signals and soothe the baby. She's going to feel such a sense of accomplishment. It's important to just be consistent, remembering that the baby is learning you, and this world is newer to the baby than it is to you. Both of you are new to each other.
The most essential thing for secure attachment, it's being attuned to and sort of allowing your baby to know that you are there, you're responsive, and you're consistent and you're predictable. And that is important for all the years, really. But particularly, I would say, in the first couple of years, this is set up in one's mind.
They are looking up carefully at us, looking at other human beings and copying, imitating what they are doing.
A baby begins language very early. As you start cooing with the baby responds, and the baby learns to mimic your cooing, and this is the beginning of language. So you're talking to the baby helps its language grow.
It is a way before language that they are communicating with us. I can do what you do. And it shows their learning. It shows that we are role models for our children.
It's very important in attachment that the fathers attach early.
I work a lot with dads because I think in the attachment bonding process, so much is focused on like mom attaching. And I think some dads kind of have that feeling that I'm gonna wait till like I can play with them to attach, or when they're 6 months or 10 months, we're gonna like do this stuff. And it's like, no, it needs to start from the beginning.
Try to spend some time getting to know your baby through cooing and touch and enjoying these early moments.
Nurturing them, cradling them, even if they're bottle feeding them, they really need to have that one-on-one nurturing attention for them.
Harry is looking for something in his toy chest.
Nothing's more important to an infant and more interesting to an infant than a parent's voice, a parent's face. Through those connections, and playing together, inventing games, the infant learns, I really have an impact on the world. What I do matters, and that lasts forever.
They understand that, if I do this, Dad's gonna say this back to me. Or if I roll the ball, my mom's gonna roll it back to me. That's all part of the attachment. They've built this foundation of trust, and they understand that this is a reciprocal relationship.
When the baby comes, it's important to get your rest. The baby senses a mother's emotional state.
If I would try to rock with him to help him fall asleep, and I was thinking, I gotta go do the dishes and I have to get this done, and I was feeling that tension, it would take 20 times longer rather than just being in the moment and relaxing and trying to breathe and enjoy what was happening right now.
It's all about being practical. This idea that you can meet 100% of someone else's need is impossible. So that's why it is so important that you're making sure that you're taking care of yourself and you're taking care of your relationship with your spouse, because if you're so stressed out and anxious because you're trying to be perfect, it's not really helping them because you're not enjoying the process or having that time and that energy to attach with your child.
It's so important that a parent just relaxes and takes it a moment at a time, knowing that it doesn't have to be perfect today. ignore the little setbacks. Spend the time that you need to understand the baby, because the goals, the results are so lifelong. You have a trusting, emotionally secure human being, and it's really worth the effort.